Yes.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Idit Booch, and I'm the head of marketing and customer experience in Teva Active Pharmaceutical Ingredients. Here with me today, Liron, who is leading the global customer experience, and Natalie, who is leading the global digital marketing in Teva Active Pharmaceutical Ingredients. And together, we would like in the next coming minutes to tell you a little bit about how customer experience and digital marketing contributed and accelerated the business growth of Teva Active Pharmaceutical Ingredients. Next slide, please. In order to start, I will share with you some background on Teva Active Pharmaceutical Ingredients in case you are not familiar with. Thank you, Natalie. So Teva Active Pharmaceutical Ingredients is one of the leaders in the, we call it like API industry. We are producing more than 315 molecules all over the world in 15 production sites located, again, globally, and 6 R&D sites and 7 regional sales offices. We have more than 5,000 employees, both commercial and operational, and we are actually supporting Teva Pharma as the back integrated supplier for their active pharmaceutical ingredients. But in addition, we are selling active pharmaceutical ingredients also to third-party customers, both generic and innovative companies around the world, with more than 1,000 customers around the world. So this is just as a background for our industry and our business. And Natalie, if you can skip please to the next slide. When we are talking about marketing and customer experience and how it supports the business growth and acceleration, there are a few components that we thought important to mention. One of them is deep understanding of our customer journey. The customer journey, we need to make sure that we mapped it correctly and understand all the touch points with the customers. And by that, we will be able to gain high level of satisfaction and contribute to the business growth. I will tell a little bit about more in the next few slides. Service excellent mindset. Here, it is important to mention all across the organization. The service excellent mindset, not important only to have in the customer service, but globally, all across the organization, also in operation and other professional units. First in class in the API arena. So, of course, we want to be the leader in the industry, and therefore we need to look for innovative solutions to support our customers and always be ahead of competitors. Next one is being a thought leader in the industry, and this being done by interesting and valuable content that we are supporting our customers with. And last but not least is the success metrics. Success metrics is something which is very basic in customer experience and also in marketing, because we always need to measure the work that we are doing and how it is and how much it is contributing to the business. And again, we will talk about it in the next few slides. So those are the main components to focus on, and we will go over them during this presentation. Next slide, please. So the customer journey. So here you can see on this slide the evolution of customer experience in Teva API along the years. But some very important milestone that you can see on 2017 is the customer journey. On this year, we mapped very deeply our customer journey, understood very well what are the important touch point, where do we need to invest, what are the places to improve. And during 2018, we initiated a lot of projects in order to do so. On 2020, we added to this journey mapping also digital journey. And this is not only due to COVID, but this is actually accelerated this initiative. And we will talk about it later, but the digital journey adaptation is also very much important. Of course, in the next coming years, we will also do a revalidation of the customer journey in order to make sure that we are not missing anything and we are aligned with our customers' expectation all along the way. Next slide, please. So I was talking a little bit about the customer journey, and now I would like to touch the service excellence. I mentioned before that the service excellence is something which is very important to have it globally all across the organization. And this is actually what we see as the foundation for our success. If the employees on the production floor in the professional units, and of course also the commercial people, will fully understand the customer expectation and what are the customer needs, we believe that by that we are able to achieve a high level of customer satisfaction. And I'm not talking only about service here, I'm talking also about marketing, and I will give an example. If the employees on the professional units will understand who are our customers, what's important for them, what is contributing for them, they will be engaged and support us with interesting content that we will be able to share with the customers and engage our customers with, and keep position ourselves as a thought leader in the industry. So that's the reason that the foundation of service excellence and understanding the customer all across the organization is very much important. Then there are the stages of the moment of truth, which is actually the measurements that we all familiar with and is part of our daily work. And last but not least is the innovation and differentiation. And again, how we differentiate ourselves from our competitors, how we are giving our customers advanced solutions, and by that we becoming a trusted partner and create some loyalty also for the long term, which is very much important in our industry. So this is regarding the service excellence. And with that, we will move to the next point, and Natalie will take it from here. Natalie, please.
Yes, just a second. So, hi everyone. I'm very excited to be here today and speaking about my favorite topics, which is digital marketing and customer experience. And now I would like to walk you through the journey of digital acceleration. So as you can see in the slide, we started in June 2020. So in June 2020, we did optimization for our website and decided to redesign the website with the new look and feel. It wasn't just a design change, but also user interface and experience to enable a better user experience during the digital journey of the user in our website. Following the successful upgrade that we did to our commercial website, we decided to adopt the same concept in our Teva API Connect, which is our customer portal website. Liron, my colleague, will elaborate later on. The last but not least in this specific timeline is Teva API Explore. So Teva API Explore, it's a virtual experience. You can call it also a virtual conference. So when COVID showed up back in 2020 and meetings were canceled, we had to rethink and reinvent the way we interact and connect with our customer. So if we used to go every year to a face-to-face meeting, now we need to think on a different way how to meet our customer and deliver the same experience to meet them, to share with them the knowledge, the information, and everything they seek for. Now, I would like to focus on the website Teva API and highlight three of the main new initiatives that we adopted in the website. So beside the fact that it was designed to enhance user experience and lead generation and brand awareness. So I would like now to spotlight three main features. The first feature is the API search engine. It's called search engine because it's a search engine. When a user visits our website and specifically the API search tool, he can search for our entire product portfolio. So he has a search, he can search by characteristic, by DMF, CEP, anything he needs to know about the product in a click away. So when he find all the information in it, he can also contact us directly from the website about the specific product. But not only, we try to give them a shopping experience so they can add to cart the product they are interested in. They can download a full list of products, so they don't need to wait for account manager or someone to get back them. All the information is available in our website. The second feature that we develop is the Knowledge Center. The Knowledge Center was built to support our thought leadership strategy. So the Knowledge Center is filled with insightful article by the API industry leading expert and the latest industry trend and deep dive to specific product and category topic. So the knowledge is full of long form information. The third feature that I would like to add is the blog, the Teva API blog. Our blog is contain more casual content and include more seasonal, timely, and trendy topic than the Knowledge Center piece would. And I want to mention that our most successful content is basically the Meet the Expert series that we develop. So it's bring our people, it's like to meet the people and the expert behind the API. So if you visit our website, you can hear from our R&D team, from our quality, and you get a feeling like you know the people behind the website, behind the API. And you know, nowadays it's not like B2B, it's more P2P, people to people. So this is the experience that we want to deliver during someone browsing our website. So now I will transfer the stage to Liron, my colleague, to speak about Teva API Connect.
Thank you, Natalie. Hi, everyone. Now I would like to focus on our customer portal, Teva API Connect. Teva API Connect is a B2B customer portal that was launched a few years ago and actually was the first online customer portal in the digital API arena. On February this year, as part of the digital acceleration at Teva API, we upgraded the portal, we improved the user experience, the functionality of the portal, and we also added some new and innovative features. Our customer portal, Teva API Connect, is a powerful online portal that can maximize the customer productivity, speed up support, enhance collaboration, and provide answers to customers' questions exactly when they need them. Teva API Connect is designed to give our customer the independence to find all the information they need to make their API journey with us as simple as possible. Next slide, please, Natalie. For streamlining customer processes and maximizing productivity for end user, a customer portal is a must-have tool. When we developed and built our customer portal, we put in our focus 4 success factors: personalization, proactivity, enabling always-on support, and knowledgeable self-service. Personalization is the key ingredient to enhance user experience. The better the portal personalization experience, the better we can serve our customer portal users, and help them achieve their goals. One of the examples I can share with you regarding personalization is that every Teva API customer has his own personal and dedicated team who is well familiar with his needs and his project with us. And each customer can contact the dedicated Teva API team directly from the portal. Being proactive is being more push, less pull. We predict the customer needs and push information to them where and whenever they need it and want it. Enable always-on support is actually having an online customer portal available 24/7. And when the platform is well built, it should be intuitive enough for the user to navigate and find all the information they are looking for in just a few simple steps. Self-service is an essential offering in customer portal that empowering the customers to independently access what they need and download it whenever they need it. In the API and drug manufacturing industries, the need for documentation is a daily companion. In Teva API Connect, we have more than 6,000 documents available from the self-service library at any time. To conclude, all these success factors enable the business growth by increasing customer satisfaction and customer loyalty and introducing new business opportunity through cross and upselling activities. Next slide, please, Natalie. Now we'd like to share with you a short video to introduce you our customer portal, Teva API Connect.
Just a second, I need to go to the browser.
Teva API Connect is our customer portal. One place to access all the essential documentation you need, track your orders and service requests, and find all the communications sent by you or your team members. Sign up now.
So thank you, Liron, and now I will elaborate more about Teva API Explore. So by Teva Explore, our
Natalie,
yes,
we cannot see the slide.
Oh, maybe I need to share again. So just a second.
The full screen.
Yes, but I'm sharing. Let me do it again. Do you see my screen now?
Now we can.
Cool. So by Teva API Explore, we aim to create highly immersive, personalized digital experience for our customer and potential one to highlight Teva API value, achievement, product, and expert personnel. So when we thought of a new virtual conference, virtual meetup, so we look up in the market and looked for ideas to give a very personalized experience to our customers. So not something that that is very timely that you need to access in one, something that is available 24/7 and a customer can consume by his own pace, something that is very gated and very personalized to the specific customer. And by that, we conclude that we designed a very nice digital experience. So now, instead of talking, I will share with you a short demo of the virtual experience itself. Bear in mind, it's a gated value for customer. They need to access with a code, but also guests can log in. So if one of you feel like want to explore more, so I invite you to register to the Explore. So now, I hope this time it will work and I will manage to, no. So I need, let's see. So back in. So do you see my screen now? Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So now I will talk about what does it mean being a thought leader in our industry. So the main goal of thought leadership is to become recognized and an expert and used as a go-to resource in our field. So when we defined our content strategy, we always ask ourselves, what is the value for the customer? What type of content we need to produce in order to bring value to our customer? And then along the years, so we developed a lot of content, as most of it available in our website, which is article, blogs, video, white paper, podcast, webinar. And after measuring all the activity and time on site, we saw that we actually brought value to the user. So we got feedback, and also we saw that people stay and read the full article or listen to the full podcast. Now I would like to share with you 3 tips that we learned about how to create good content. So what we found out that the pillar and the component of a great content are the first point is highly relevant and specific to our audience. So the choosing the topic is it's a depth work by and choosing and exploring the content. Second, interesting. So how we can make this topic, we are coming from the API industry, how we can take something very scientific and make it interesting to the user, interesting to consume. And the last one that we found out is the ease of use. So it's easy to consume. For example, it's very easy to listen to a blog or to a podcast or watch a video. And we need to make sure it will be short and straight to the point. So now I will move it to Idit to elaborate more about our success metrics.
Thank you, Natalie. So as mentioned, last but not least, is a success metrics component, which is very much important to track in order to assure the business growth and the work that we are doing in customer experience and marketing is contributing to the business. So here you can see some examples for success metrics, both customer experience and marketing that we are using. I will elaborate just for an example about 2 of them. So first is the voice of the customer, which is very much important. This is what we call the customer satisfaction or the CSAT. In this slide, you can see some example actually it's our actual results. You can see that on 2017, once we started to map the customer journey that I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we saw very nice high increase of the customer satisfaction. And actually since then, we are keeping and maintaining this high level of satisfaction. And in order to keep it, we need to perform, but also to create additional services and additional innovative solution that will contribute to our customers. So this is one important success metrics that we are following on a daily basis. Another one, which is more for from the marketing world, is the lead generation growth. So of course, as marketeers, we are doing a lot of efforts in order to create high value marketing leads in order to support our sales team. We are measuring the marketing qualified leads, but we are also measuring the sales qualified leads that coming out of them and the actual business opportunities. By that, we are making sure that we are putting the right efforts at the right places. So this is another example for very important metrics that we are tracking. With that, I would like to go to the next slide and actually to thank you for your time, to listening to us. You are more than welcome to visit our website, the virtual explorer that Natalie described. There is also very interesting podcast that you are more than welcome to hear, and you have here the QR to connect to it. And of course, please feel free to connect each one of us through LinkedIn. We were very happy to be here today. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.